Now, worktop space is a hot commodity around these parts. You could never have enough workspace. Now, I've been working hard cleaning out this carport. Had a bunch of junk in here. My wood pile was horrible. I got everything organized in the back of the shed now, and I got this nice open space that I could do something with. I was able to free up this whole big wall. And what else are you gonna do? Put a workbench right here. Got my other workbench out there. I'm gonna have a workbench right here under the shade. I'll put some more lights. I can see what I'm doing. But anyway, let's get a workbench built. Let's get started. Now, for this project, the lumber you're gonna need is 7 2x4x8s, 2 4x4x6s. I ended up getting 8-footers because the 6-footers were just horrible selection. So yeah, big box store, you gotta love it. So I got 8-footers, whatever, here's what it is. And a sheet of plywood. That is a 3/4 inch sheet of plywood. You can get away with 1/2 inch if you want. I'm going 3/4 because I don't know, I hate myself, I guess. And also you're gonna need some screws, 3-inch wood screws to attach everything. You can assemble it with wood glue also and make it stronger. And you're gonna need some 1 to 1.25 inch screws to attach the plywood top. Now, if you guys are interested, I have a full detailed build list plan for this linked in the description below. If you want to check it out, you can go right ahead. Yeah, other than that, let's get started building this thing. Now, I'd have to say probably the hardest part of this whole project is going to be breaking this thing down, because we got to rip it long ways for the top and the bottom shelf. I'm not fortunate enough to have a track saw. I also don't have a really big ass table saw, so I'm going to use a circular saw to break this down, and I'm going to use one of the 2x4s as a straight edge to get it ripped down. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but for a beginner workbench and a nice flat surface to work on, you can't go wrong with that. So let's get that broke down. Shasha. Alright, now the plan calls for an 8-foot wide workbench. I think I'm going to make a change on the fly here. I'm going to reduce it down to 7 foot. I feel like it's going to fit the space better over there. So if you want to adjust yours, if you're doing the plan, make the adjustments ahead of time, and yeah, you're good. Now that the ply is broke down, we can start breaking down the 2x material. You can use a miter saw, or if you don't have one, you can use a circular saw like I used to break down the plywood. So really it's a simple project that doesn't require a lot of tools, but I use a miter saw because I got one. So let's break it down. All the cuts are made. I got 4 stretchers at 84 inches. I've got 8 metal shelf supports at 21 inches, 2 side pieces at 24 inches, and 4 legs at 35.25 inches. I'm gonna lay down one of the stretchers on top of the legs, make sure the ends are square and flushed up, and then drive home some screws. Repeat this step 2 times to get the length of the table. Next, we need to install our 24-inch little side stretchers. You want to flip your leg assembly up over where your long stretcher is down on the ground. You want to make sure it's on the outside, and you want to make this flush with the outside edge of your stretcher and flush with the top of the leg. Send it home. Now, it's a little hard for me because I'm working in dirt. Just use caution when you do it and try to get it as square as you can. You can always get 1 screw on each side and go ahead and lay it over, and you can ensure that you're all flush and square on the bottom side. Next is to add the 21-inch center supports for the top. I got 3 in the top section, evenly spaced. Get those attached. And you can go through with your square, make sure you get them nice and square in there. Once all the center supports are in, go ahead and flip the table back over. We're going to install the bottom long stretcher. Now in the plan, I've got it where you go 6 inches up, technically. I know it's upside down, so it'd be 6 inches down, but 6 inches up from the bottom of the legs. But what I found would be easier is if you have a couple clamps, you take a couple of the remaining 21-inch supports, clamp it to the leg on each side, and you can rest your stretcher on top of it and attach it to the bottom legs. So that's what we're gonna do. What's up, buddy?
I want to try one of those.
You wanna try one of these?
Yeah.
Alright, come over here. You go ahead and squeeze it. Keep squeezing it until it's tight again. High five. Boom. You can go ahead and get one of the screws started in each end. Make it easier for attaching. Now on a side note, when you get to the other end, the leg might be rocked in a little bit. You have to push it out, make it flush. It just depends on how it goes. Alright, next we need to install the last remaining supports on the bottom. Your outside ones are going to go on the inside of your legs. You can run one screw just to hold it in place. And you might have to rock the leg over to get it to close. Once you get a screw on each side, then you can run screws from the inside into the legs and then just evenly space them all the way down until you're done. Alright, once all the supports are done, go ahead and flip it over, get the plywood on. She's almost done. Insert old man noises. Alright, here we go. Now it's time to install the ply. Make sure you get the edges all flush and lined up. What the hell happened here? Oh, damn. Well, in my haste to make it 7 foot, I miscalculated cutting the long stretchers down. Apparently they're a couple inches too long and my plywood's a little too short. So yeah, we're just going to space that out on each side and we're going to roll with it because this shit's expensive. So don't be like me and screw up. But it's okay to mess up. That's what makes us better. I'll just have a little bit of a overhang on both sides. Whatever. Basically a 2x4. Once you get it lined up good where you want, obviously not screwed up like mine, go ahead and start running some 1¼ inch screws all around the framing, a couple down each side support. Alright, well, knowing that I screwed up the top, I got a feeling that I screwed up the bottom as well. No, yeah, definitely screwed up. Such is life. Just gotta move on. So, continue running the screws down on the bottom shelf, and then you're done. And there you have it. A simple, easy beginner woodworking project. Simple DIY workbench. Pretty easy, just don't screw up like I did. Now you can sand it, smooth it out some. I'll probably smooth out the edges some myself. You can paint and stain it. Do whatever you want with it. I'm probably not going to do nothing fancy like that. It's just going to be a secondary workbench. I'm probably going to do painting and some assembling and just have extra space to build stuff. So it's going to serve me pretty well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And until next time, I still don't have nothing to do at the end. Catch you next time. Wait!